What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I am Craig, and we're going to go over the charts. This is going to be a quick video. I'm going to go through Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, gold, silver. We'll also take a look at traditionals real quick. But again, this is going to be a quick video. I did post a trade I entered this morning on Twitter. Also, I showed where my stops are and stuff. We're going to go through that. I'm going to show you what my targets could be in the smaller time frames. We're not going to go too much into the bigger time frames. If you guys want to see that, go watch any of my previous videos. So right now, pre-markets are, the Dow futures are up 216, S&P up 28, NASDAQ up 91. As you guys know, that really doesn't mean nothing in pre-markets because a lot of stuff can happen as soon as markets open. So be aware of that. And also recognize that usually around 10 a.m. the markets do a reversal. So if it's going up, usually reverses at 10 a.m. and vice versa. But on Fridays, as you guys should know, if you're playing in the markets, that they try to rally the markets at the end of the day on Friday. So be aware of that. But let's go into what's going on. So this is the tweet I posted this morning. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you give me a follow. It's at CryptoSavvy1. There's a lot of fakes out there. If you guys do see fakes, make sure you post that. But what I put is I'm shorting here with stop losses at 21,600. If that breaks, then I'll look for a long, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But let's get into the Dow Jones. So the Dow closed below our resistance, but remember, looking for the only way to get bullish here is if we get an open and close of a single daily candle above that 31.7, 31.8 range. We are still getting rejected there. We were showing some hidden bearish divergence here. Still looks a little bit like hidden bearish divergence, but again, we'll see what happens today in the markets. Let's look at the DXY. We are still sitting on our support here. The DXY does look ready to break up here. So be cautious. You know, if the DXY breaks up, markets usually fall down. That's why I'm going to also take a look at gold and silver. But let's take a look at, this is the monthly chart. Back here when these three red candles happened, I showed you guys that this was three black crows. If you guys watched my videos back then, you'll remember. And then we got a little tiny rally up, but a continuation to the downside. Looks like we may be making three black crows again here. Let's see how the monthly closes. If you look at the trend line here on the monthly, we are below the trend line. 24.5 is a very important area we've been watching on this channel forever. So let's take a look at, this is the weekly chart, and this is one of the things that shows me on this fib around the 24.3 to 24.5 range should be heavy resistance if we even make it up that high. But I still think we come back down and test this fib down here. Depending on how quick it gets there, it could be around 10,000 to 12,000, 13,000. But if we do get down there, I expect us to bounce around in there for maybe a month or so before continuing down. If we do go to my lower targets, as you guys know, I'm looking for 3,000 to 7,000 sometime in 2023. I still think that's a huge possibility. You can go to my YouTube page. My Amazon comparison to Bitcoin chart video is playing as soon as you open the page. I made that video on December 2nd. Does seem to be playing out. If you guys, before we go into the smaller time frames, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want daily updates on the markets, we actually track the markets from lower or from higher to lower time frames to get an idea of what's going on. So far, everything is playing out beautifully. Also, if you would, leave your comments down below. Let me know what your opinion is. I like to hear everyone's opinion. And let me know what your plan is in the markets. Are you guys hodlers, traders, what? So I know who's watching. So anyways, if you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. Link down below the video. As you can see right now, we are getting rejected at the 55 EMA. As you guys know, I love my EMAs. They are very helpful in trading. The cool thing about this platform is you can trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, Bitcoin, altcoins, everything all from one exchange. You can have multiple trades in, long as it's short. And I do suggest trying the contest section. You can trade for free to get used to the platform, get a strategy before you actually start playing with real money. All right, let's take a look at the daily. So this is the daily. We've been tracking this market. We've got our ABC correction before our big fall that we were expecting. Once we broke here, this was back in December 4th. Once we broke this, we were actually calling it before that, but I had said if we broke this, then our next target was just this measured move of 24.3. Now, a lot of people say I keep repeating myself on this stuff because a lot of new people come in and I show you how I get these targets. So hopefully that'll be able to help you out. We go all the way down to the smaller time frames. Like I said, I'm going to show you my current trade, what I'm looking at, where it gets stopped out, and then what I'll be looking for. But as you guys know, this was our target. And I said if that broke, our next target was about 17.7. Again, we looked at that in the 4 hour, but let's take a look at this other target here, the 68.40. Now that is a measured move from the break right here. Once we broke the structure all the way down to, whoops, that's wrong. Once we broke the structure up here, we put a line from the break down to the bottom of here, looking at that as a flag pull. And this being a bear flag, a break of the flag gets us down to the 6,800, 7,000 range. So that's where I come up with my 7,000 range. And then I have a $3,000 range that also shows up on the Amazon chart. And that's comparing time and movement to the .com bubble, which Amazon popped in. So if we look at this from the very top to here, looking at that as a flag pull, that shows a possibility of down to like $1,500. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it is a possibility, something to look at. All right, now let's take a look at the 4 hour. Now this is key here. As you guys know, we looked at this as a bear flag here. Looking at it as a falling channel, we got our target hit of 25,000 right there. So right now, my heavy resistance is around 24.5. This is on the 4 hour. So 24.5, we got our bounce right here at the 17.7. As you guys know, I called that target as a break of this bear flag. Once it broke and we hit it perfectly, we were expecting a bounce there. Like I said, the highest I see us going up for our rejection area is around 24.5. Again, we're going to look at it. I'm going to show you my trade in the next one where I put my trades in. I also have a Discord group where I put that stuff in. It's totally free. Links down below. But anyways, and then like I said, once we break the 17.7, then my next target goes down to around 67 in the long term. All right, now let's look at the 4 hour and the short term targets here. So this is where we're at. We hit our trend line perfectly. Yesterday, I put this target in the video and said, you know, obviously it depends on where it hits, and you can see where it hit there right at 21.4. Let me get that off of there. So now what I'm looking at is if we break this trend line right here, then my next target is actually, let me put it in here. So looking at this as an inverse head and shoulders that we talked about, you can go back like 5 videos. I think I started talking about that as a possibility. So we take the measured move of the head right here, bring it up to the breakout point, and that gets us to around 26.3. But as you guys know, I see major resistance here at the 24.5. Being that was our old target that we broke through, that should become heavy resistance if we are to break this. I did put a short in this morning at around 21.3. That's when I posted the tweet, and put my stops at 21.6 and said if it breaks up here, then I will look for a long. I may put a long if we break that 21.6, but your safest way to do that is wait for it to come down, get a retest, and make sure this holds as support, and then go in your long for 24.5. But as of right now, I'm in a short. My first target is 18.7, 18.8-ish. And then I have 17, obviously this low here, that 17.6, 17.7 area. And if that breaks, my next stop is down here, looking to be possibly forming a falling broadening wedge. And depending on when it gets there, that also could change. If it takes, you know, a few weeks, we could be down at that $11,000, $12,000 range. But as of right now, for it to get to the 13.1 to tag the bottom of this would have to be a pretty quick drop. And it is possible this weekend. So be cautious. be careful. If we do not break this 21.6 area, there's a good possibility we come down to that 13,000 range. You can also see in here, we're making hidden bearish divergence, and we are in a downtrend. There is more room where this could go higher and still make, well, I take that back. If we close above that 23.4, 23.5 range, that'll erase this hidden bearish divergence. But as of right now, we're making higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. That's hidden bearish divergence. So be cautious here, guys. Like I said, we could be seeing some major downside here. Get this out of the way now. We did get perfect rejection there, so be cautious. Like I said, I'm going to stay in my shorts. I'll take a small loss at 21.6, and then I'll look for a possible long to that 24.5 range if it breaks. If not, I'm looking for these lower targets, 18.7, 17.6, and 13.1. Approximately. These aren't exact to the penny, guys. But that's what I'm looking at there. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. This is our long-term chart for Ethereum. We've been tracking this. This chart's about 7 months old. Where it started, this first target of the break here was 1919. I said if that broke, our next target was 1564, and if that broke, 680. These could go much lower by 2023 if we are truly in the bear market I believe we're in. But anyways, so the highest I see this going, if it was to rally hard, which I don't really think it's going to rally that hard, but would be around 1560 for resistance before coming back down. Again, this is the daily chart. This takes time. Let's look at Litecoin. So Litecoin is, again, we've seen this over and over, making higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. That is hidden bearish divergence. Not looking too promising for Litecoin. As you guys know, my target has been for about 7-8 months, maybe now. 24, I still see us hitting that. And again, we could go much, much lower if we are in a true bear market, and the ending being in 2023-ish. All right, and XRP. As you guys know, we had these targets forever. Another chart that's 6-7 months old. As we got our bounce at that 28.5, right? Now everyone's going to get super bullish. It's going to the moon. If you look here, we go from this high way back here, and that's up here. Hidden bearish divergence. Should roll over again. The highest I see this going is about 43 cents if it even gets there. That's if Bitcoin gets its pump. But eventually when we break this bottom trend line, and we can move this over now. We break this bottom trend line, my next target's around 17.6. And again, if we are in the long-term bear market, like I believe we are, we could see single digits, like a penny or 2 pennies, 3 pennies, 4 pennies for XRP. So be careful, guys. All right, gold. Gold is still below our channel here. As you guys know, my first target is around 1561. This chart is actually close to a year old, but 1561-ish is where I look for. And again, this could go much further. Now, people always say gold and stuff is a hedge against the markets. Well, if you back test it, put in a little work, look at every time the traditional markets dumped, gold and silver always dump with it. The only thing that rises is the DXY. And that is because smart money gets into the dollar. They get in at the bottom. So then the dollar goes down and the markets go up, and it's rinse and repeat over and over again. That's how they take your money and keep in power. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at there. And silver, as you guys know, silver's dumping too. 20 bucks is my support. We did come almost test it here, but I believe when that breaks, we're looking at 15.5. And again, if we are in a longer term bear market, much, much lower. Thanks again, guys. Don't forget, smash those thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Tick your notification bell. Make sure your notification bells are ticked. Much love. I'm out.